Yeah.
And like,
You're,
yeah,
breaking up.
that's really hard because I don't know everyone. Like, I don't know the prophets and apostles, but I try to. I think I could put my life in their hands, but even they say and do stuff that I don't agree with. So it's like, and am I just being
Something about
like
going on
super
vacation?
picky about it? Like being a cafeteria Mormon, as we would say, that like we just don't,
That's incredible, Haley.
Also,
you know,
while
that
you
we
were
just,
gone, I found
you know,
out
and then,
that I got
oh man, hard.
the Rand scholarship.
Are you serious?
It's really
Bro, that's like a
difficult.
full ride. Well,
What a cute little
big
moment
day for
from its
everyone.
friend.
Oh,
I'm really
Adorable.
missing out.
really interesting
man.
when they put the sign language into
I
it.
can't watch
Like,
Yeah.
this. But I also can't look away.
Principal
Yeah.
Evans.
Well, that's cool that they would
Yes,
take, because they
exactly.
probably didn't
I
know
know
sign
this
language when
looks
they maybe
terrible.
met this first girl. It's interesting that
I'm
they
so
took the
sorry.
time to
It's
learn
more
it
than looks.
so that
No,
they
I
could
know.
communicate with her.
And
Yeah,
Right,
this is
'cause
the
you don't
last thing I
naturally
want to
just-
happen, and it'll never
Yeah.
happen
But
again.
know sign language.
Yeah, I was thinking about that
No
though
more
with
excuses.
I wonder
Your
how
job is to protect
people in the
these
signing
students,
community
not
feel
to
about the
abandon
advent
them.
of technology, because I
You're
feel
fired.
like it could potentially erase the need for it.
Peter Parker just got fired because he's Spider-Man and had to go save the day. Poor
Being
Peter.
Spider-Man, it must be so hard keeping a job.
Hey, say that again. Sorry, I was distracted by
I'm
him
sure
getting
that you're
fired.
gonna figure it out.
That sorry, I'm slowing down. I'm in fighting something. Like I've been wondering, I was kind of talking about that with the students the other day, and I just had a thought as it's like with the advent of technology and AI and phones and stuff, do they lose their signing?
Well, I mean,
Just like
yeah, because it's just easier to like communicate with, or yeah, like technology now, like it's the same reason why kids can't do
Think I can put that
basic
on my resume?
math,
yeah,
because they have calculators. They can't do, like, people had to work harder for what they had, right? And I imagine that, like, when it's like writing, right? So I knew kids that had like bad handwriting, so that's not uncommon, I suppose. But I feel like people's handwriting is going to keep getting worse
yeah,
because we don't teach cursive anymore. Like,
or penmanship at all.
yeah,
You know, nothing is really handwritten. You know, not the way.
and it's a skill that like
I want my handwriting to be better sometime.
yeah, well, and I write in cursive most of the time, and a lot of people feel like I do have good handwriting. But it took a lot of practice of me like writing letters and like writing anything, honestly. And
Yeah.
we're just like, we're losing things that are like beautiful in themselves. Like, good handwriting in itself is beautiful,
It is,
and we're losing that
yeah, and there's
because we don't care about it
connection
anymore.
to it, like when you
Yeah.
write poetry or your stories. You know, like my story is one of the reasons why it sounds like I'm pausing. Is because I hand wrote it. You know, and sometimes it's not as smooth as I like to, because sometimes I rush it more than I need to.
Right.
And one of the things I was really thinking of is the whole aspect of Neuralink. I haven't really looked into it, right? But the premise, I believe, would be that you would be connected to the internet, right?
Right.
And then that way you'd be connected to each other. So would you even need to know any languages?
Right.
Because it
Right.
would automatically translate it for you.
Right.
And that's what you would hear in your head, I'd imagine, right?
Well, I talked to my kids about this in my ECS class. I said, like, we have technology now that you can just use Google Translate, so you can go to a country and you can take a picture of a sign, and AI is good enough, like, now to translate it. And it's like, and then I asked them, what is the problem with that? And they're like, well, then people won't learn new languages. And I'm like, yeah. Like, we won't test ourselves. We won't. And the thing is like, we're literally, technology is making us dumber.
Yeah. Don't they have an aspect of
It's fun. It's a Captain America show.
yeah.
David.
Yeah. Like
That's goofy.
being able to speak into something in English and it speak it out, right?
Right.
So you could, I'd imagine some of that's already there. I'd imagine you could find devices and buy them already. I mean, which is really scary. And that goes back to the whole virtual reality
Took a
thing.
picture. That's
Submit
cute.
and...
Right. Right. It goes back to all the things that, like, okay,
Hi. I know
what are we
this
doing?
is
Why are
out
we
of the
doing
blue,
it?
but
And
I
how are
wanted to
we,
let you know
like,
I
what are
just
we
sent a
doing to our
photo of your
own
open hall.
selves?
Yeah.
Right?
And I have a class that I'd like to teach called Future Law, and it goes into the aspects of what do the laws look like for these type of things,
You
you
too,
know, and
Robbie.
if you
Thanks.
watch certain movies based on post-apocalyptic or future aspects, it gets really interesting, you know. There's a movie called Cloud Atlas, and it didn't do very well, but it's got a pretty good cast, and it's kind of like this continual anthology stories of past and future, and they're all trying to wrap together. But one of them is about basically they have like sex slave cross things, right? That they're not actually humans, but they're some kind of symbiotic or kind of like manufactured thing, but they're so real, right? It seems like they would have it. So where do rights then come in, right?
Yeah.
Can you enslave these things that aren't necessarily biological human, right? When do rights be given? When do
Yeah, there's a whole video game called, I think it's called Detroit Now or something like that.
oh yeah,
And that's what it's based on, is when does artificial intelligence actually have a right
well yeah,
to its own, like,
and they
life? What does that mean?
Well,
Yeah.
look who's in the neighborhood.
they talk about that in Lembeck's book Dark Future in a certain sense, because if you have AI and they have the capability of then changing or becoming votes, right? How do you change against that? How do you distinguish that from a real person
Right.
making a vote or creating a signature, right?
The guys aren't gonna believe this. Say,
And then would they just manipulate the votes, right? They couldn't really be traced because either they used somebody's real identity or they had manufactured one that people couldn't tell.
Right.
And
Well, and that's the thing, is
then
like,
you just have AI voting and creating,
right, creating society.
yeah.
Well, and the thing, what's funny,
Spiderman. Wow. Nice
Fun.
to see you again. I mean,
They're
I'm sure
in
you
cat
recognize me
costumes,
too
but
from
Spider-Man
Halo's.
costumes.
I'm also Spider-Man.
And
Interesting.
I'm sure you recognize me from our
Cool.
little
Good,
bodegas all over
good.
the city.
Definitely want to take a picture of this.
How does it look? Was that good?
Um,
If it's not, let
okay, so these are different things that I'm gonna do. Take pictures, beat up criminals. So what's interesting about this game is that I'm gonna just swing around, right? And I'm gonna see things available to do, like just stopping a random crime or just taking a picture. So games nowadays are more dedicated to, that's definitely why flying is a thing now, is that they want you to be able to, like, get around without the idea of, like, well, I can't how do I get around, like, bodies of water? Well, you get really high and then you fly.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it.
Oh, spare lane inconvenience type of thing, right?
Right.
you guys need help with that?
Okay, so I'm getting the combat better. So that's good. Yeah, what was my... That's about the artificial... Oh, well, and that's why people are like... That's why some people are so, like, enamored with artificial intelligence, too. Because they think that once all the jobs are done by AI, that will free the rest of us up to be able to just be creative. But in my mind, there's a big problem with that. Like, we have these revolutions happen all the time, and we don't... The people who benefit from it are the people who, like, own the robot, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless you own the robot, you're not going to benefit from it. Like, unless you can own the tech, and like the people who are building this stuff, what we've learned is that they're not going to share. Like, computers all could have been, like, open source.
Yeah.
All of them. And a lot of people were dedicated to it being open source. and then the people who actually ended up making like the most money, and you know, and admittedly through investment and hard work and all those things are true.
Yeah.
Apple and Microsoft, they made it not free. And so, and so instead of like just giving what they could, which was, you know, Apple and Microsoft, they decided that they wanted to make billions and billions and billions of dollars on it. Moral, immoral, you know, I know what most people would say, dependent on whether they vote a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But I would suggest that that's like, that it's pretty true. It's like, oh, fun. Now we get to do different stuff. See, this city token, you can purchase new suits,
Yeah.
tech parts, and other resources. And so there were people that said, yeah, we, you know, we want to do it. Light yellow, very cool.
Yeah.
Too, like black highlight. But yeah, like it would have been nice had Bill Gates and Steve Jobs done it. I'm not necessarily particularly fond of like making people do stuff with the things they own. So it's like, I don't hate them for not doing it. It would have been nice though. It would have been really nice. Like had they decided to just
Hey, I'm headed to your place to drop something off.
do that
The
and
back
like
door
make
unlocked?
all of our lives easier just for
know.
the sake of doing it.
I'll lift in a hurry.
That would have been great.
I'll just meet you there.
But moral, immoral,
You and Miles get back
I
to
don't
school,
know.
okay?
You know, I feel like that doesn't necessarily, you know, we talk about the city of Enoch. I don't know that that aligns with that kind of value.
Sure it will be.
And again, not immoral or immoral, but I think the city of Enoch probably had more of those ideals where they, said this was a picture location.
In our house, traditional's always best.
Yeah.
That does not
But
mean
it's, so it's like,
Nice vendor.
experiment every once in a while.
they,
Not bad.
I can't
Was
believe
that a good photo? Post it online.
yeah, there's gonna be so many like things like that that are
Yeah.
gonna go over my head too, because I don't. I mean, I love Batman and Spider-Man, but like, I'm not. What's the word of like? I'm not enamored with them
Yeah.
in the way of like. There's some people that know exactly what that meant and why it meant it. I do not. Maybe it's because I'm not as up to date with Spider-Man
Yeah.
lore. I'm also. I used to be more nerdy, I guess, and know a lot of this stuff, but now with
It's just-
family and all that kind of stuff,
I
I kind
don't
of
know.
lost that.
I don't know how you would keep up with it.
You just have to dedicate it, right? Like that's really it. And like I don't care enough. I'm not dedicated like I used to be to sports. I'm not dedicated
Yeah.
like I used to be to, like, even though I love video games, like I'm not even dedicated as much to that. Like all those things are not,
Traffic was
right.
awful.
you know.
Which makes me think, so I have
Looks
this
like you're getting the hang of
stuff
that
I'm
thing.
doing to get back to my recommend
It is
when I was
convenient
reading
in the
this.
city, but
Let's see.
I'm not convinced I'm a bike person.
If I can
Convince me.
find it. But it talks about that, right? Talks about
I got
overcoming
fired.
the world.
You were so
That the
excited
what does
about
it mean
this
to overcome the
call.
world? It means
know. I had the
overcoming the
whole semester
temptation to
planned
care
out.
more about the
Next
things
week,
of
we
this
were gonna
world
make
than
a
the things of
potato-powered
God.
helicopter.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I might.
I mean, that goes into like,
You know,
doesn't that go
just-
into everything that we're talking about? Of
Yes.
like,
Because I mean, can you actually
He's
give that? You know,
instituting a
yeah, you'd have to
radical
dedicate your time
meritocracy.
to that.
So
And
what does that even mean?
what
It means that
should you be dedicating your
Whoever
time?
doesn't write a front
Right.
page story in the next
And that's
week
really hard. It
is
is really hard as this past
Oh,
year or
well,
so that I've
we'll be fine
increased
then,
that, and I
because
get tired
you've been
sometimes, and I
extra more
just kind of want to check out from trying. Not because
got
I'm
that?
not getting anything back, but just because
unsold some Karia books.
it's hard to
Running
be,
out of storage at my
especially for
place.
me and my personality,
She
to
got
be
great
stuck
reviews.
and not
I
stuck,
sold
but
14
continually
copies.
doing kind of one
Nobody
thing in one
wanted to read about
aspect.
some Karia. The
what's
Bureau is the
even,
biggest
what's
outlet
even
in
just
the
like what
city
we're
that can
doing
make a
now.
difference
It's like,
But if I get fired,
if I dedicate
I don't know
myself
what
to
I'll
this
do.
game,
Oh,
I'll
do
do
you
everything,
mean
right? Just like I've done
you
in
want to do what you
previous
wanna do?
games past that
I
these people made.
tried making an impact
But
on
in
the
order for me to
outside
do that,
and
like, I would need to dedicate
Anyways.
hours.
now I need to change things from
And
the inside.
like I could, and I don't even know that it's necessarily bad. It would take a long
I
time,
haven't
and
had
that's
time to
fine
clean.
too.
Hmm.
But because games are kind of like that medium where like
Rec room?
I spend
Yeah.
$70 on a game and it's like, and I get hours, and like, so my return on investment
I'm
is pretty
just gonna
high.
tidy
Yeah.
up a bit.
Much higher than like when I go out to eat or anything like that. But just like you're saying, ugh, that's not good.
No.
You are past due $4,700 on your mortgage.
Holy crap.
Jeez, how much is your monthly mortgage?
Late fee $344.
Wow.
Outstanding principal $494,000. 6.89 interest rate. Remaining amortization $277.
Oh, this will help us more. Yeah.
Damn.
Regular monthly payment is $4,419.
Holy smokes.
$4,000. $4,000.
Yeah, who can afford that?
Oh my gosh.
There's no way. There's no way that people can afford that in any job. I mean, I don't know what. Because debt to ratio, wouldn't you have to make like double
Piece to
that?
float.
Well, yeah, to be safe, right? But it's like, well, you'd have to make. Well, no, because like my debt to income ratio isn't double to my house.
Yeah, but it can't be more than 50%, right? That's what I mean.
What do you mean?
I thought the debt to income ratio, like your house, your mortgage, couldn't be more than 50% of your
Are you talking about
take
the?
home
Are you talking about the monthly pay or like a yearly salary?
monthly pay.
So monthly pay in comparison to what the mortgage is what you're saying. Okay, I misunderstood what you were saying. Then yes, definitely I make more than double for that. Yeah, exactly. At least has to be double.
Yeah. So
Scan the
I'm
environment.
pretty sure that's what the underwriters do. I guess we could
Cool.
text Destin, who's been sick, by the way. So send your prayers to Destin. So he'll feel better because he is coming
Man, I've
back
been
to
wanting
school
to do
tomorrow,
this.
regardless.
Just need to find the time.
Speed on again.
Ooh, is this a mini game? Can we play the speed game?
That'll be fun. I think it's
Or is
just
that a movie?
DVD. Yeah, I think it's a DVD.
Oh, so we can watch like a Fast and Furious ripoff?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Speed Nonagon?
Thing didn't work out. What's next, do you think?
To be
Yeah,
honest,
so
I'd like to take
Bananas
some
go
time
bad,
off,
like where they would smell bad, you wouldn't want
can't
to
really afford
eat
to.
them?
What about selling the house?
this.
I
Do I really need it? And
can't.
is this really
I mean, I could,
husband
but
simulator taking out the trash? I'm Spider-Man.
I can cover the mortgage.
no, I can't.
They
let
did
you do
this.
that.
They did this last time too, where like there were parts where you were like MJ,
I won't
and it's
let
like
him
I don't
fire
buy
me.
a Spider-Man game to play as MJ. Like I'm sorry, that's not what makes this fun.
But yeah, they only have a whole.
You.
Isn't that like Sims? Don't they have a thing for that?
Well, and it's like I understand like what they're doing right now. They're like
So,
showing you like this is how you pick things up, and like this is how you scan the environment.
I need to be in the
But they're
city
doing
where
it
the action is.
like
chores?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
When was the
And
last
they're
time
having
you
this
worked on
dialogue. It's
something?
like, look, like Peter has a wife, and it's like, yes,
Hey,
okay,
what's this?
cool.
Is all this
This is
miracle?
not fun.
Yeah, I need to donate.
This is not fun.
I know, like, you don't play video games to do real life stuff. This is why I didn't like
Cute old photos of
the Obi-Wan series, because for most of it, it was a mopey middle-aged man. I'm already that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to watch my, well,
was my
like, a
best
boyhood
Why did you take
you
a
know,
picture of that?
fantasy kind of hero,
Balance.
Right.
you know, be
What
me.
does that mean?
It kind of look like me.
Wonder if this is still there.
I mean, it did get better because he found himself. Is that Harry Potter?
Kind of looks like it.
Let me know what you find.
Down memory lane. That's not
This is
memory
the room where
lane.
the photo was taken. I didn't even notice where the photo was taken.
Are you supposed to retake the photo?
No, it just wants me to like go to where it was for whatever
What's
reason.
that orb?
How did Uncle Ben
It's
always fall
that's like
asleep
something
in
I
this
can
thing?
interact with.
Uh,
Okay, where I need. Okay, collection, I guess. Marco's memories. Okay, no, that's not good. It would have been nice to know that I needed to pay attention to that.
the Marco's memories.
No, the picture that I was holding.
Uh,
Like, it would have been good to know, but he like put it in his pocket.
Wasn't there some kind of calendar? Can you go back to the picture?
That's what I was trying to do.
Oh,
Like what I was trying to do was figure out where or how to get to look at it again so that I could maybe be like, oh yeah, that looks like it looks like this,
yeah.
but I'm just gonna guess around. I found the right spot, I'm guessing. So I guess so. Aunt May and
is this like a
Aunt May
flashback?
and Uncle Ben are both dead. It looks like.
Is that him?
Yeah, this is like high school Peter Parker.
What was that?
What was what?
Peter.
Oh, I thought I heard a rat in the wall.
Hey,
Good.
What's wrong?
It's nothing.
That's a little overreacting, don't you think?
Did you just punch a wall?
He just punched a hole in the wall.
Good thing you didn't have a gun there, Peter. Maybe you should have had a compliment club.
When I was your age, I was head.
That would have stopped the
I
rat.
promise these games are actually pretty good.
And it would have been
I promise.
free.
I promise they are. We're doing a lot of complaining. They are really good games. Like
I wanted to know
I've always been thoroughly happy, but there are things obviously to
When I tried
critique.
add
Let's have
honorable
fun with
on
that.
top, I fell apart.
But that's
Instead
just
of
what we
being
do.
able to things,
The streams that we do are definitely different than the streams that me and Tyler do.
Oh, yeah.
I will say that for sure. Our streams are very
balance
introspective,
is a process.
very like real, down to earth. Me and Tyler, it's just like two idiots having fun the whole time. We're just yelling and screaming the whole time.
That's
And that in
why-
good, bad.
That's why
that,
you
I
gained
don't
an extra
know.
follower.
I don't
'cause
know. But
Nobody wants to hear a middle-aged man mope around, just like I was complaining about Obi-Wan Kenobi. I am.
No, we talk about really fun, good stuff. We just sometimes we get a little overboard, I feel. But that's all right. That's our MO. That's who we are. I will say though, we keep getting more and more views on YouTube.
Took too much on.
We have
Oh,
a
yeah?
video that's gotten 30 views, and we have
From
gotten
stuff that
in the
you and
last-
I did.
all of us. Like there's the Super Mario videos. One of them has 28 views.
Oh, okay.
And we have gained 5 followers the last month on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
So like we're gaining them faster on YouTube than we are here.
That's good.
Because honestly, I don't know that people just don't know that we're streaming on Twitch. And I
Yeah.
think
Perhaps moving a couple of
I
inmates from
think
the
that this is really more of like a recording session, and we're hoping to catch people on Twitch.
Yeah.
But YouTube is really like hopefully where the bread and butter is going to come from.
Yeah.
And then if we have enough people on YouTube, they'll know that we Twitch stream
Yeah.
at Patience Gaming, and we will, and then that's when people will start getting on Twitch.
Yeah.
But those videos definitely help getting them up and edited, and I just, doing them myself, like,
He looks a little bit like Topher Grace.
yeah.
Like the actor that played him. He played Harry, right?
No, he played,
So how was-
Oh, he played.
he was Venom.
He was Venom. Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
what's
Sorry
his
about
name?
all that.
No, I can't
Brock.
remember.
Treated
Yeah.
nice
Eddie
to
Brock.
here in the city, and I didn't want you guys to worry about
See, I do not know as much about Spider-Man as I do about Batman.
Was.
Nowhere near.
past tense. We
Um.
think it's in remission.
Yeah.
This is,
I still wonder if video
I
would
can't
help.
believe it. You look great.
If what?
If video would help.
I feel great.
Like if people would like to watch the
I have to
people
get
that
to
are
work.
speaking. You know.
Oh, well, most people do that, and that could be true.
It's a date.
The problem, well, not the problem. It's not a problem. Like we could do it. That's why I have that. That's originally what I
Yeah.
used, right? And we have it.
That's
We'd have to figure it out where we could put the mic
When we were in Sicario.
somewhere that like the mic. Well, no, people don't seem to care if they see the mic
No,
in
are
the
you
photo.
kidding?
I watch
You wanna
lots of
come inside?
YouTubers with their
Yeah.
mic is right there.
actually
It's not a terrible idea.
Sure.
We would have to figure out where we want to place ourselves, how big we want to do it.
Yeah.
We would probably want to be positioned where like the back, what was behind us was like interesting to look at
Yeah.
instead of just like a
on the
door.
internet.
So we would probably like need to turn this diagonal and then like put it on the bookcases because that's like interesting stuff.
Yeah.
We need to probably take down the punching bag, and that's fine. I prefer to not
You'll see.
show ourselves.
Try to keep
Only only because I just don't care
Sure you're up
to
to
show
this?
ourselves. And honestly, the people who I want to be like the Game Grumps, they don't show themselves.
I don't even need it.
So I was just like, well,
You have more energy than I do.
we'll see.
So, tell
Maybe
me
that'll
everything.
change.
What's been keeping you busy?
We'll see what YouTube brings. And maybe comments will come and be like, hey, we really want to see you idiots. And we'll be like, cool.
Has anybody commented on the
He's
YouTube stuff?
special.
No comments. Not a lot of comments.
Lucky
Just
shit.
views.
Never would've
Although, I mean, I will say that as they were talking about this on the radio this morning about how
Must have been crazy.
some of these bigger concerns and stuff have been demonetized and the algorithms are keeping them away, it really does make me wonder, you know, our content
I'd have been
as
there in a
we
shot.
increased our
You wouldn't have liked
spiritual direction
The treatment was
and
horrible.
talking about
It
Christ
was
and God,
floating in a tank,
you know, if
boiling
that
in
has affected things.
Well, and that's exactly why, like,
Tank?
you know, we're going to try this and give it the old, you know, the best try we got.
Yeah.
And we'll have to just, you know, me and you have been doing this for a year.
Confirm nor deny.
You know, and I know Tyler really enjoys it, and so we'll keep doing that. And they're definitely different versions of the same show, and so we'll see, and we'll see what happens. And you know, there's a lot of people that probably will enjoy it, and like that's gonna be our niche in our thing. But you're right. Does YouTube allow us to do it? And so maybe I really should be putting this on Rumble too.
High school.
Yeah.
And so YouTube and Rumble, and then maybe that would help. I should probably honestly be putting it on Twitter
Yeah,
as
how
well,
big, how big can you
because
profile on
Twitter,
Twitter?
because Twitter also has a monetization policy too now. And so it's like, maybe I should do that.
We called the school begging to let us in.
But they said no.
It's just the
After
whole
hours.
thing. We're
We were so
growing
desperate, we walked around the entire
slowly
school,
on YouTube,
trying
which
every
is
door.
good, which is nice to
Still,
see. I know a lot of people, what they always talk about is like, you have to just keep going, and you have to deal with, you know, the
I remember we
months
had a Jimmy.
and months of not having anyone, and then it seems like everyone all of a sudden just explodes. You know, and the way that we do this, I think, is sustainable, because it's like, it's just once a week. And then like editing is only 3 videos out of the videos that we do, and so it's like not a big deal.
Come on.
I mean, it's just like stuff like this. It's like,
Sure the
I
drive's
don't,
upstairs in your locker?
I know they're trying to build story, but like when you were Batman, you were just Batman the whole time.
I am.
Like you, and any time that you were Bruce Wayne, it was really short and sweet.
Yeah.
And like, but then it was to get him to get on the suit. Like the opening of the second game was like, he was Bruce Wayne, but it lasted like 2 minutes. Like, how long has this been going?
Yeah. Like, I mean,
And it's not even like the game. We're in the past right now, just reliving some scenario.
which is cool if you want to watch a movie.
Right.
And I mean,
Right.
if that's the case, then just do that.
Right.
You know, I think it'd be fun to have a little bit of story, but yeah, I mean, for someone like me that doesn't want to play, you know, maybe I'd want to watch this.
Right.
You know, but as you're trying to play a game, I mean,
Ready to be tackled.
anyway.
Well, yeah, it's just like this isn't what I normally would think or do or anything like that. Was that? Okay. All right. We will end it there as I push that cart into the football player. Hopefully it's saved. Let's see if I can even save it myself. Manual save, sure. New save data. It probably, I would think it's saved automatically, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
But yeah, we love you guys. Hopefully we'll continue to build up our base, and let us know how you guys felt and feel, and
Yeah, give us suggestions. Let us
Off-
know if you want to
off
see
we
these
go.
crazy faces and mains that we have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Have a good night.
give you some eye candy instead of just voice candy.